Ever been on a road trip where the chaos hits so hard you question reality? Like getting fined $500 at a border for ancient weed crumbs? Or watching your car roll unmanned down a highway cliff while whale watching? Buckle up, because we've unearthed 61 of the most hilariously outrageous complaints that'll have you gasping, "No way that happened." Stick around to laugh till it hurts. And hey, smash that like if you've survived a trip disaster, subscribe for more epic fails, and drop your wildest road story in the comments. Let's see who tops these. 1. A young woman on an Australian road trip parked to enjoy the view, leaving her trunk open with ripe mangoes inside. Suddenly, a wild turkey dove in and ravaged them, feathers flying everywhere. She exploded in rage, chasing the bird while yelling about thieving wildlife ruining her snacks. Her boyfriend doubled over laughing at the ridiculous scene, teasing her about turkey revenge. They scrubbed mango mush for hours as she fumed over suing the outback. The boyfriend turned it into epic tales, but she banned fruits forever. 2. An old man in Atlanta traffic eyed a pickup stuffed with nude, headless mannequins flopping around wildly. The creepy spectacle cracked him up so hard he swerved, tears streaming. His wife gasped in horror, begging him to focus, but soon giggled too at a waving arm. He pulled over to catch his breath while she scolded the risky hilarity. They debated the driver's bizarre cargo, maybe a haunted store clearance. He joked about pursuing more laughs, but she nixed it flat. 3. A furious 10-year-old boy sat forgotten at a roadside restaurant after his family piled into the car and drove off without him. He waved frantically as they vanished down the highway, heart pounding in panic. A mile later, his parents realized the back seat was too quiet and screeched to a U-turn, faces pale with shock. The boy exploded in tears and shouts upon their return, accusing them of abandonment. His siblings laughed hysterically at the mix-up, turning it into family lore, but he demanded extra ice cream as compensation. 4. A middle-aged woman got trapped in a jammed bathroom at an Ohio rest stop Buffalo Wild Wings, pounding on the door in desperation. Staff hammered it open after her frantic calls, revealing her red-faced and fuming. Her husband outside chuckled nervously, having waited with growing worry. And she ranted about faulty locks ruining their trip, threatening a lawsuit while he tried calming her with wings. The staff apologized profusely with free snacks, but she swore off chain restaurants forever, turning the ordeal into a hilarious cautionary tale. 5. A dad on a Texas ferry tossed a single fry to a seagull, summoning a massive flock that dive-bombed their minivan in a pooping frenzy. He cursed in regret as birds pecked relentlessly, covering the vehicle in chaos. His kids screamed in terror and delight, while his wife yelled about his dumb idea ruining their paint job. They spent hours scrubbing bird mess at the next stop, laughing through the fury. He vowed never to feed wildlife again, but the family retold the feathered attack endlessly. 6. An aunt exhausted herself playing endless charades via walkie-talkies for 6 hours between a van and motorhome on a canoe trip convoy. She gestured wildly at clues, voice hoarse from shouting. Her nephews in the other vehicle howled with laughter at her failed mimes, teasing mercilessly. Frustration built until she snapped, demanding a game ban. The group bonded over the absurdity, turning pit stops into replay sessions, but she fumed about needing throat lozenges and swore off family convoys. 7. A young man befriended a hitchhiker who turned out a pathological liar, spinning tales that distracted him into a minor crash. The liar blamed imaginary friends Hugo and Maximilian, vanishing afterward. He fumed in shock at the deception, inspecting the damage furiously. His girlfriend called from home, bursting into laughter at the wild story. Police arrived scratching heads over the phantom culprits, while he ranted about trusting strangers. The incident became a funny warning among friends, but he hitched no more. 8. An old woman sold her broken car for $1 to a mechanic, only realizing later the valuable antique radio was still inside. She stormed back demanding it, but he'd already stripped the vehicle. Her son laughed at the oversight, teasing her bargain skills. Fury boiled as she cursed her haste, threatening small claims court. The mechanic returned the radio sheepishly with apologies, turning the blunder into family jokes. She vowed thorough checks next time, but chuckled eventually at the dollar disaster. 9. A teen girl accepted a ride from a silent, saw creepy pickup driver who detoured into a dark forest during a thunderstorm to dump suspicious trash bags. She froze in terror, heart racing as lightning flashed. Upon escape, she reported him furiously to authorities, shaking with rage. Her friends gasped at the tale, hugging her in relief. Police investigated the bags, finding just garbage, but she ranted about near-kidnapping vibes. The story spread wildly, making her swear off hitchhiking forever. 10. A businessman repeatedly patched his bike tire with Band-Aids every 30 kilometers on a grueling trip, cursing the persistent flats. He limped into a resort town exhausted and annoyed. The owner, amused by his makeshift fixes, gifted new tires generously. His wife back home laughed hysterically over the phone at his MacGyver antics. He fumed initially about the ordeal delaying him, but grinned at the kindness. The upgrade turned the frustration into a triumphant, funny adventure retold often. 11. A teen boy en route to a music festival got slammed with a $500 border fine when agents found ancient weed crumbs in his backpack pocket. He freaked out in devastation, arguing it was from years ago. His buddies snickered nervously as officials lectured him, turning the stop into a comedy of errors. He ranted about ruined vibes and demanded a refund, while friends teased him about festival souvenirs. The group laughed it off later, but he swore to triple-check bags forever. 12. An old man took an unplanned multi-week detour to Mexico during a road trip, embarrassing him when home rumors flew that he'd been jailed. He returned fuming at the gossip, explaining it was just adventure gone long. His wife chuckled at the wild tales from neighbors, hugging him in relief. Fury built as he corrected everyone, threatening to sue rumor-mongers. The detour stories became hilarious family legends, but he vowed stricter itineraries next time. 13. A mom panicked as her car rolled unmanned down the Pacific Coast Highway, forgotten in neutral during whale watching. She sprinted after it screaming, heart in throat. Her husband dove to stop it just in time, both collapsing in shaky laughter. She exploded in fury at his parking fail, blaming distraction on the whales. They hugged amid the adrenaline, turning the near disaster into epic retellings. But she double-checked gears obsessively thereafter. 14. A young couple grew miserable when a thunderstorm leaked water through their van vents, flooding the floor and soaking seats overnight. She cursed the weather gods, bailing water furiously in the dark. He tried joking to lighten the mood, but her glares shut him up quick. They shivered through the night, laughing hysterically come morning at their drowned rat look. The ordeal bonded them funnily, but she demanded van upgrades before any more trips. 15. A woman gagged from the rotting stench of forgotten dead jellyfish in her backpack, left baking in a hot New Zealand rental car. She hurled upon discovery, raging at her own forgetfulness. Her travel buddy plugged his nose laughing, helping air it out with windows down. Fury mixed with hilarity as the smell lingered for days, turning stops into gag fests. She vowed beach cleanup rituals, but the story stunk up their tails forever. 16. A fussy aunt complained endlessly that beach sand was too messy, demanding constant cleaning after every stop on their coastal drive. She vacuumed the car furiously at each pullover, grumbling about ruined interiors. Her nieces giggled at her obsession, sneaking in more sand for pranks. The chaos built to hilarious showdowns, with her threatening to end the trip. They compromised with mats, turning the mess into fond, sandy memories. 17. A businessman outraged himself buying fake Ray-Bans for €5 from a roadside vendor, discovering the counterfeits later. He stormed back yelling about scams, but the seller had vanished. His colleague cracked up at the cheap knockoffs perched on his nose. Fury boiled as lenses scratched instantly, demanding tourist board action. The blunder became office jokes, but he eyed deals suspiciously ever after. 18. A picky eater woman disgustedly ranted that every Indian roadside diner served curry, clashing with her spice aversion on the route. She pushed plates away furiously, starving through meals. Her husband chuckled, offering bland alternatives, but her glares intensified. They hunted non-spicy spots, laughing at failures, turning hunger into comedy. She packed snacks thereafter, but the curry conquest tales spiced up stories. 19. A hypochondriac man bitten by a mosquito not listed in travel brochures demanded accountability from the tourism office. He swelled up fuming, slapping at invisible bugs non-stop. His sister laughed hysterically at his overreaction, applying cream amid teasing. Rage peaked with itchy rants about false advertising lawsuits. The bite faded, naive, but his paranoia fueled funny family warnings forever. 20. A tourist dad frustratedly complained that all Spanish highway stop taxi drivers spoke only Spanish, hindering directions. He gestured wildly in vain, escalating to charade fails. His family howled at the miscommunications, mimicking his flails. Fury turned to giggles as they wandered lost, finally using apps. He learned basic phrases post-trip, but the language barrier blunders became legendary laughs. 21. A cranky dad upset that their fancy RV's kitchen missed an egg slicer, botching his perfect breakfast routine. He ranted furiously about false advertising while fumbling eggs with a knife, yolks splattering everywhere. His wife snickered at his meltdown, suggesting a spoon workaround. Rage peaked as he demanded a refund call, turning the meal into sloppy chaos. And she teased him endlessly, but he vowed gadget checks for future trips. 22. A demanding aunt demanded refunds for a water park excursion, lacking free towels and swimsuits, storming the ticket booth in fury. She argued heatedly about incomplete packages ruining their splash fun. Her nephew laughed hysterically at her wet complaints, splashing her playfully. Staff offered discounts sheepishly amid the scene, but she huffed off unsatisfied. The mix-up fueled funny family splashes, yet she packed extras thereafter. 23. A jealous woman complained her one-bedroom motel suite felt unfairly tiny compared to a friend's nearby three-bedroom palace. She paced furiously, measuring walls, ranting about rip-offs. Her husband chuckled, trying to cozy it up, but her glares intensified. Friends visited, giggling at the contrast, turning it into a hilarious size showdown. She demanded upgrades next time, but the cramped laughs bonded them oddly. 24. An old woman livid about queuing sans AC outside a sweltering roadside attraction, fanning herself in dramatic fury. Sweat-drenched, she yelled at staff for heat torture delaying entry. Her granddaughter giggled, fanning her too, offering ice cream bribes. The line crawled amid complaints, but entry cooled tempers with wonders. She swore off summer spots, yet retold the meltdown comically. 25. A shocked couple blamed the hotel's king bed swap for twins on their surprise pregnancy, her fuming at the cursed comfort. She ranted furiously about mismatched requests, sparking family expansion. He laughed nervously, defending the mix-up as fate, cuddling closer. Friends howled at the tale, toasting the bed baby. She demanded separate beds forever, but chuckled at the unexpected joy. 26. A distraught mom wailed when her kid's teddy bear flew onto a motel roof in a stormy night gust. She climbed desperately in rain, slipping comically. Her husband laughed, pulling her down, fetching a ladder instead. The bear rescued soggy, sparked tears and hugs, turning chaos into cuddles. She ranted about wind-proof toys, but the adventure became bedtime legend. 27. A unimpressed teen called the Grand Canyon a lame big hole needing a bridge for easy crossing, dismissing the views furiously. He complained about hiking hassles ruining the stop. His dad chuckled at the bridge idea, snapping epic pics anyway. Family debated wildly, laughing at his shortcut dreams. He shrugged off the hype, but photos later wowed him secretly. 28. A disappointed old man griped about fog and rain obliterating scenic drive vistas, cursing the weather in fury. He squinted vainly through wipers, demanding clearer skies. His wife giggled at his cloud rants, suggesting sing-alongs instead. The blur turned detours fun, spotting hidden gems. He packed umbrellas next, but misty mishaps fueled foggy tales. 29. A curious aunt complained about over an hour detention at White Sands Missile Range for path wandering, fuming at security overkill. She argued innocently about scenic strays, hands up dramatically. Her niece laughed at the spy movie vibe, snapping sneaky pics. Guards lectured sternly before release, turning it into hilarious lockdown lore. She stuck to trails thereafter, wary of wanderlust. 30. Be a frustrated driver annoyed by hydroplaning through Kansas-Oklahoma downpours on the home stretch, gripping the wheel in white-knuckled fury. Tires skidded wildly, splashing chaos. His passenger buddy whooped like a ride, teasing his cautious swerves. They pulled over, laughing at near misses, munching snacks. He cursed rainy routes, but the slick slides became thrilling yarns. 31. A young man burst into hysterical laughter when his car sputtered to a stop in a town named Bald Knob, his girlfriend pointing at the sign with glee. He tried fixing it furiously, but doubled over at the ridiculous name, tears flowing. She teased him mercilessly about breaking down in such a hilariously phallic spot, snapping pics for friends. The tow guy chuckled too upon arrival, turning the breakdown into endless knob jokes. Sorry, he fumed at the timing but admitted the name saved the day from total misery. 32. An impulsive dad provoked a cop ticketing a parked car by hurling insults, escalating to more fines in fury. He ranted about injustice until realizing it wasn't his vehicle. His son, watching from afar, howled in laughter at the mix-up, filming the chaos. The cop smirked, handing extra tickets, while the real owner appeared bewildered. He slunk away red-faced, cursing his hot head. The son retold the blunder comically, but Dad vowed silence around authorities forever. 33. A mortified woman used a bus bathroom sans toilet paper, desperately wiping with the window curtain and botching the flush. An old lady entered screaming at the mess, alerting everyone. She fled in humiliated fury, face burning as passengers stared. Her travel pal outside cracked up hearing the tale, mimicking the scream. The bus driver lectured mildly, offering tissues too late. She ranted about supply fails, but the curtain catastrophe became a whispered laugh riot. 34. A frustrated uncle cursed his luck when his new car died near a music festival, calling a tow only for the U-Haul trailer to flat tire next. He kicked tires in rage, festival beats mocking him. His nephew laughed at the double whammy, dancing to distract. The tow driver chuckled, fixing both, waiving extra fees for the comedy. He fumed over jinxed rides but spun it into festival folklore, vowing used cars only. 35. An irritated local woman honked furiously at an American tourist blocking the road post concert for directions. He waved cluelessly, yelling questions amid traffic jam. She screamed advice from her window, escalating to gestures. Her passenger friend giggled at the cultural clash, filming the standoff. He finally moved grinning thanks, while she ranted about tourist etiquette. The delay turned into hilarious vent sessions, but she avoided concert routes thereafter. 36. A ranting old man declared rain-inept drivers and sign ignorers shouldn't hold licenses, fuming through a stormy drive. He swerved around hydroplaners yelling critiques. His wife chuckled at his road rage monologue, patting his arm calmingly. Near misses fueled more tirades, but she teased him about his own slip-ups. He demanded driving tests yearly, yet the wet chaos bonded them in soggy laughs. 37. A sarcastic aunt mocked every state's claim to worst drivers in traffic, rolling eyes at signs during their cross-country haul. She imitated accents furiously debating superiority. Her niece howled, agreeing, pointing out fresh examples. Debates sparked at stops, turning fury to fun rivalries. She compiled a worst of list comically, but admitted all roads lead to crazy. 38. A know-it-all dad complained furiously about third time lost on the known scenic route, blaming twisty signs. He argued with the GPS in rage, U-turning again. His kids laughed from the back, suggesting pigeon navigation. The wanderings uncovered hidden spots, mixing annoyance with delight. He swore off shortcuts, but the lost loops became adventure yarns. 39. A weary mom declared kid road trips patience, torture with non-stop snack pleas, snapping in fury at the umpteenth demand. She doled out treats, grumbling about bottomless pits. Her husband chuckled, mediating, inventing snack games. Wines turned giggles amid munching, bonding chaotically. She packed extras next, but the hunger saga fueled funny flashbacks. 40. A shocked driver witnessed 16 trucks skid off an icy Oregon highway in a blizzard, calling it utter chaos and wide-eyed fury. He gripped the wheel, yelling warnings vainly. His buddy filmed the slides, whooping like a stunt show. Rescuers arrived amid slips, turning panic to awe. He ranted about winter woes, but the truck tango became legendary storm tales. 41. A brave dad handcuffed a raging driver to his own car mirror after a near collision, holding him until cops showed. He fumed at the aggression, yelling about road safety while the rager squirmed furiously. His wife cheered from the car, snapping pics for proof. Police arrived laughing at the DIY justice, issuing tickets. He ranted victoriously about vigilante vibes, but the takedown turned into heroic family tales. 42. An amused trucker overlooked passing cars from his high cab, spotting wild behaviors like nose-picking and air drumming. He howled in delight, sharing via CB radio, distracting his co-driver buddy who chuckled along. Fury sparked when a texter nearly hit them, but laughs prevailed. They compiled a road weirdos list comically, turning commutes fun, yet he griped about privacy invasions below. 43. A mischievous young man cranked the seat warmer to max on a chilly drive to irk his cranky buddy snoring shotgun. The friend woke sweating furiously, accusing sabotage amid laughs, and he denied it innocently at first, then confessed giggling. The prank war escalated with retaliatory blasts, turning the trip chaotic. He fumed playfully about hot revenge, but the warmth woes bonded them hilariously. 44. A stranded aunt buried her car in desert sand, facing a whopping $600 tow bill to escape. She kicked dunes in fury, cursing off-road whims. Her nephew laughed, suggesting camel rides, digging futilely. The tow trucker arrived chuckling at their plight, haggling down the fee. She ranted about budget-busting traps, but the sandy saga became adventurous laughs. 45. A squirming teen endured grandma's shockingly explicit family secrets, spilling on an endless drive, blushing furiously. She whispered scandals while he fidgeted, begging topic changes. Mom up front giggled, overhearing, shushing lightly, or revelations sparked awkward questions, turning silence golden. He complained about TMI torture, but the drive's dirt dished unforgettable bonds. 46. A history buff dad complained a rundown roadside monument lacked thrill, kicking pebbles in bored fury. Faded plaques disappointed his expectations wildly. His son chuckled, proposing graffiti fixes, posing dramatically. They explored anyway, inventing epic backstories comically. He demanded restoration funds, yet the relic's ruin fueled imaginative yarns. 47. A harried mom demanded kid babysitting at rest stops, fuming over no safe play zones amid chaos. She chased toddlers furiously while hubby relaxed. Staff shrugged, offering maps instead, sparking rants. He laughed, suggesting leashes playfully, joining the wrangle. She pushed for family-friendly upgrades, but the stop squabbles turned tiring trips tolerable. 48. An outraged teen fumed, being full-priced for a meal at 19 despite kids eat free signs, arguing age limits heatedly. Waitress apologized but charged anyway. His friends howled at the adulting hit, teasing babyface. He demanded manager refunds dramatically, turning lunch lively. The snub sparked maturity mocks, but he eyed deals warily after. 49. A disappointed aunt called a safari pullover lame with just antelopes, no real beasts, stomping in fury. She scanned vainly for lions, blaming false ads. Her niece giggled, imitating grazers, snapping boring pics. Guides chuckled, promising thrills ahead, but she huffed off unsatisfied. The graze gaze became underwhelming wildlife whines. 50. A flustered old man felt inadequate spotting an aroused elephant at a wildlife stop, averting eyes in awkward fury. The massive display shocked him speechless. His wife burst laughing at his blush, whispering jokes. Tourists gawked, giggling, turning the pull-off hilarious. He ranted about nature's indecency, but the trunk show trumped tales forever. 51. A coastal camper mom complained furiously about ocean waves crashing audibly from their campground cabin, disrupting her sleep. She stuffed ears with pillows, ranting about false quiet ads. Her kids giggled, mimicking surf sounds, turning night's noisy fun. Hubby chuckled, suggesting earplugs, but her glares silenced him. The Sea Symphony sparked dawn dances, yet she demanded refunds for sonic sabotage. 52. A starstruck aunt demanded refunds after a celeb-themed drive tour yielded 0 sightings, stomping in disappointed fury. She scanned horizons, vainly yelling about rip-offs. Her niece laughed, proposing cardboard cutouts, snapping empty pics. Guides shrugged with apologies, offering swag. The hunt turned hilarious flops, but she vowed unthemed trips only. 53. A bored old man found a Louvre detour utterly dull with endless, unthrilling exhibits, shuffling in annoyed fury. He grumbled about wasted miles skipping masterpieces. His wife chuckled, dragging him along, posing silly. Crowds amplified complaints, but hidden gems sparked laughs. He dismissed art hubs, yet retold the yawn fest comically. 54. An unimpressed teen dismissed the Mona Lisa as puny and smug-faced hype, eye-rolling in dismissive fury. She snapped a quick pic, ranting size fails. Dad laughed, agreeing on the smirk, imitating poses. Tourists gawked at her critique, turning views viral. She shrugged off fame, but the tiny taunt became art anecdotes. 55. A hasty young woman sold her wrecked car cheaply post-crash, later raging over forgotten valuables inside. She stormed the buyer, demanding returns, but he junked it. Her boyfriend chuckled at the oversight, teasing treasure hunts. Fury peaked with lost heirlooms laments, yet he comforted with jokes. The blunder bonded them, vowing inventories always. 56. An adventurous dad stretched a quick drive into multi-week escapades, missing work and igniting home search parties. He returned fuming at the panic, explaining detours delightfully. Mom hugged, laughing at rescue rumors, scolding playfully. Saw friends toasted the odyssey, turning absence absurd. He planned loosely after, but wanderlust winds fueled tales. 57. A resourceful uncle fixed recurring flats with oddball items every stretch, cursing tires in sweaty fury till locals gifted fresh ones. He patched creatively, laughing midway. Nephew howled at duct tape wheels, filming fails. The kindness cooled rants, upgrading rides smoothly. He praised improvisation, yet the fix fiascos rolled into legends. 58. A sneaky teen caught with tiny contraband at a checkpoint faced grilling questions, sweating in caught fury. He argued innocently as agents probed. Buddies snickered from afar, mimicking interrogations. Release came with warnings, turning scare silly. He ditched stashes, but the bust banter lasted lifetimes. 59. A forgetful aunt chased her rolling car down a viewpoint hill, shrieking in panicked fury after parking slip. She sprinted, slipping comically. Husband dove, stopping it barely, both panting laughs. She blamed scenic distractions heatedly, hugging relief. The chase charmed stories, yet she triple-checked brakes eternally. 60. A soaked couple dealt with van floods from storm leaks, bailing furiously as plans drowned. She cursed seals, sobbing over soggy gear. He joked building arcs, lightning deluged despair. Night passed in wet huddles. Morning brought sunny giggles. They sealed better, but flood follies floated forever. 61. A grossed-out woman unearthed rotting beach critters in luggage, gagging at the hot car stench explosion. She hurled bags, ranting forgetful fury. Travel pal plugged noses, laughing, airing chaos. The odor onslaught sparked scrub marathons, turning trip toxic tales. She beach-bagged wisely, yet the stink saga lingered hilariously. There you have it, the 61 most absurd, side-splitting road trip complaints that'll make you rethink ever hitting the highway again. If these tales of turkey thieves, mannequin mayhem, and runaway cars had you cracking up or cringing in recognition, smash that subscribe button right now for more hilarious travel fails, epic mishaps, and content that'll keep your wanderlust alive without the drama. Drop a comment with your craziest road story below. We might feature it next. Thanks for watching, safe travels, and see you in the next adventure.